Oregon, in the house Ocho Cinco and Hushmanzada built Reser Stadium, home to the Oregon State Beavers. Today, two teams collide from the Pac-12 and conference implications are aplenty. As we'll see, the Texas State Bobcats taking on a team who is rested and ready coming off a bye, the Oregon State Beavers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Bobcats will put total leather to crank us up. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lincoln. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Oregon State Beavers offense will have the first possession of the game. And as the game evolves into an aerial circus, sometimes you find a superstar running back like this guy.
And when you got this guy, you ride this guy. You give him the ball, you run the football, you find ways to continue to feed him because he just gets stronger and better as the game goes on.
Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call.
Hold it.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. On second down, looking to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Ortiz. And they swarm him under. They'll need 3 yards here on third down to keep this opening drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. He finds his man. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Quick completion on the out. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. The Beavers have this offense rolling. Handoff from the gun. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They move the tight end all over. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on third down from the 43. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. The Beavers will snap it on 1st and 10. From the gun, give on the inside. How much does it help your blocking scheme to have a guy who finds the crease? He gets to the 39. On the ground, it's Lincoln. Knocked down at the 34 after a pickup of 5. It's a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Hold it. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. And the Beavers are in the hurry up. The back goes in motion. A run for the quarterback. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll run the option. Dances away again. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Holding, offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. This is turning into a death march for this defense. 13th play of the drive coming. They'll leave it with him. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He's got it and still on his feet. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. It is good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 1st down for this offense. Power football with the run. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19. Give him 1. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. The running back has it. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? He steps out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Caught in the backfield. It's Marco. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. The Bobcats send out the punt unit. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Offense getting set for 1st down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Get it out on the screen. Nowhere to go, and the ball's loose. Oh, looks like the offense was able to recover it. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. The offense moved, but it was because the defender jumped into the neutral zone, and the offense will pick up the 5. They'll run play action. And they get the sack right out of the gate.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He's got it. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. The Beavers will punt it away on 4th down. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Oregon State has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. The Beavers will send out the punt unit. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And this veteran quarterback just overshot his man that time. And the Bobcats decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the Beavers will line it up on 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper.
How easy was that? I mean, when you got a quarterback that can run design runs like this and get you 5+ yards and make it look that easy, God, it makes it really hard for the defenses to stop.
After a good pickup on the run, it's 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down. The Beavers are marching down the field. He wants to throw. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down. The Beavers look to do some damage in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got it in the middle. It's Lawrence. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. He'll pull it on the read. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. How many chances can you afford to waste in the red zone? They've already been stopped twice. Can they come through this time? It's 3rd and goal. Makes the grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Beaver.
Love the thought process by the quarterback here on this play. Nobody open in the end zone. Find your check down. Find the running back. He does that. Once this guy's got the ball in his hands, he shows you that elusiveness and his ability to sniff out the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Arkansas is just getting blown off the field right now, and it may continue to get worse before it gets better. If it gets better. What a shocker today in Fayetteville. They're trailing by 17 to Miami. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Trying play action. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way way to move the chains after the second down misfire. Quickly complete. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. The Bobcats will line up to punt it away. A high kick trying to pin them deep. He gets a block. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Quick pass on the jet motion. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Goes to the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Big 3rd down here. They need to get the ball to the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Got a lot of running room. No one there to stop him, except the fella in the striped shirt who threw the penalty flag. This one might be coming back. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Looking left. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Quarterback empties his backfield. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Lets it fly. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit. This is a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. The sure hands, it's Ortiz. And he's not going to be able to convert. Knocked down just inches shy of the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And it's right down the boulevard. And now the lead is even bigger.
Well, the head coach decided to play it safe on 4th and inches and trot his field goal team out there, and his field goal kicker just made him look like a pretty smart guy.
They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you know.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The give on the inside. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The defense calls the timeout, their 2nd of the day, as they try to get their act together. And the Bobcats will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Running it back, it's Lincoln. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. First down here for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Can't hold on, he had it right down the middle and he flat dropped it. 2nd and 10 after the previous play. Fast motion from the offense. Wants to throw on 2nd down. Makes the catch and he's brought down. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds space on the right. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And the Beavers will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Using the quick game. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. Gets it out fast. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Wants to pass. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. On the run from inside his own 5. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from there in Corvallis. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas inside Reser Stadium.
And the returner is stopped. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one, put your best plays together, start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The play-action fake. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. The Bobcats will call on their punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. First play of the drive comes from the 38. Laundry down on the field as the pass is incomplete, but let's see what the penalty is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A first down for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the right. Complete downfield. And they exploited that soft spot. They get it down to the 35.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season. And, man, you know he's looking for more.
The Beavers racing to the line in the hurry-up. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. They'll line up for a second down play. Off the play fake. Dumps it off in the flats. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Now on third down for this offense. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Encroachment, defense.
Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the O. Looking to throw for it. Grab near the sticks. It's Lawrence. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. On the option. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The option look. Now the toss. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races. The Beavers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Oregon State! And the route is on. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
And how about this play by the offense? 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Everything says it's going to be a run. It's going to be a run. Nice job by the offense. A little sleight of hand, throwing the football, getting the touchdown.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Arkansas is getting its clock cleaned today. That crowd was calling the Hogs in the pregame, but they're saying some other things right now. They're trailing by 17 to Miami.
They'll start this drive with a pass.
Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Gets open down the middle. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. From the gun. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Now 2nd and 10. Off play action. Got his man quickly. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Bobcats are flying down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Marco.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for a first down.
That's a first down for the offense.
He'll keep it himself. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. The freshman able to get home with the sack. And nobody responsible for picking up the free safety because, David, frankly, I don't believe they thought he was coming.
No, and whose responsibility is that? The quarterback. If I see the free safety blitzing, I'm throwing the ball deep to somebody to make a play because he can't cover deep anymore, so put that in your back pocket. They want to bring that safety blitz. I'm going to make him pay, and I'm going to throw the ball deep.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Bobcats line up to punt it away. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Fair catch called for and made. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. It's complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Movement here from the tight end. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down, and now they have to make a call. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Throws to the wideout. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make a connection. They'll go back to work after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 36. He looks that one in nicely.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Quick strike complete. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. And the Bobcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. That'll cost them 5 yards. So the offense accepts the penalty, and they'll get a little farther away from their own end zone. The aerial assault continues. And it's an incomplete pass over the middle. Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. They get him down after he makes a catch. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. Fresh set of downs after the completion. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He makes a catch. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. From the gun, running back on the move. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down.
Encroachment defense.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O's. Trying to impose their will with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Texas State. No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. He wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. 2-point conversion is good. Just a couple of possessions down, so there is some hope. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. And the Beavers want to crank the tempo.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Pressure coming. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Shoots it to the left. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team.
Look, big-time playmakers make big plays in big games, and that guy needed to make that interception at this critical juncture of the game. There's still time for them to go out and win it. Could that be the play that sparks this team?
Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. Trying to find his man on first down. Makes the grab on the left.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
After that completion, move the chains. Now first down. He's going to pass. It's complete. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back.
False start. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Looking to throw. Grabbed in the middle. It's Kane. And he'll be brought down. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. I think that receiver really had two choices there. Catch the ball, or he was going to wear it in his chest. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Makes his connection. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a fourth down. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on fourth. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Out of the gun to give to the back. Thrust that arm out. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. On third and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. And he's brought down, but a flag is also down.
Holding. Offense.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Coming to the line of scrimmage on third down. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Beavers will try to pin them back with the punt. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Looking for a productive play on first down. He wants to throw. Got his man. And this junior loves to show off that big arm. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on first and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
And that's a first down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. Complete to the right. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. He'll just keep slinging it. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's looking to throw. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He makes the grab. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Looking for the score. Throw to the end zone, picked off.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they're just about out of chances. The defense can stop it one more time as the quarterback takes a knee. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job of this team being ready, getting the W.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.